stage 4 ovarian cancer. Since then, she's trained in yoga, Reiki, crystal therapy, currently training to be a shaman. And yeah, we're going to hear from Fee. Please welcome Fee.
Hi, so my name is Munro, and tonight I'm going to talk to you about how cancer saved my life. And not just any cancer, as Gillian said, stage 4, incurable, terminal ovarian cancer. So to start with, I'm going to talk to you about what life looked like before my diagnosis. So I had a great life, living in the countryside, married to my best friend, living with our 3 chickens and our 2 cats, loving life, living in the moment, having loads of joy. Except if you digged a little bit below the surface, that wasn't the reality. In reality, I was commuting 4 hours a day, working in a really high stressful, high pressure job, and in my spare time, I use that term loosely, I was exercising excessively because I so detested the person I saw in the mirror. Because of this, my body was under immense stress, as was my emotional health. And that all changed when I heard the words, "I'm really sorry, you have cancer." It was January 2016, and I was told that I had stage 4 ovarian cancer. My only symptom had been abdominal swelling and a little bit of abdominal pain. And this photo of me and my husband was taken just the day after I was diagnosed. What followed was what I like to call the chemical shitstorm phase, which is chemotherapy. I lost my hair and had constant sickness and fatigue. This I was told I was given to help manage my symptoms, but actually it made my symptoms much worse. Despite having been told that my cancer was inoperable, miraculously in April 2016 I was approved to have major surgery, and I'm led to believe that I had the largest operation ever conducted on a stage 4 cancer patient, having 5 of my organs removed and 4 others partially removed. I of course spent a lot of time in high dependency and then some time recovering afterwards. I was told that it would be months till I walked up the stairs, and I thought, fuck that, now is the time I'm going to train to be a yoga teacher. So 12 weeks after having my surgery, I started my training, and I qualified a year later, launching my business as a yoga teacher. In August 2016, I heard the words that every cancer patient longs to hear: no evidence of disease. My cancer was in remission, and I'd reached that point that I'd longed for, yet I was terrified of my cancer returning. In the months that followed, I focused on sharing my story. I published a book, I was in 2 BBC documentaries, and I won some awards for the money I raised for cancer research. During this time, I wanted to share the message that it's okay to be positive even when you have stage 4 terminal cancer, and to give others a message of hope when facing adversity. Then that all changed in December 2017 when my cancer returned. This time it was much more aggressive, it was in my chest cavity and caused my right lung to collapse. I had 2.5 litres of malignant fluid on my lung, and I was told that without chemotherapy I would die within 4 months. And spoiler alert, that didn't happen. So I decided to do things my way this time. I turned down chemotherapy and instead privately funded a maintenance drug. And on the 4-month mark, I did a firewalk instead of dying. From then, I was facing highs and lows as I waited the opportunity of entering into an immunotherapy trial that I knew was coming to Dundee. We got a puppy, which really helped to motivate me, but this photo of me in the bath taken just 7 weeks ago was the result of me spending 2.5 months constantly vomiting in constant pain. I ended up getting on the trial, and I'm the first and only UK patient to have immunotherapy for ovarian cancer, and one of 10 patients in the world. I started this trial just 9 weeks ago today, and so far the results are really promising. So why would it be that if I still have cancer and I went through all that I would stand here and tell you that I'm grateful for my cancer and that it saved my life? And the answer is quite simple. Cancer really taught me how to live. Because now I know what real joy feels like. I know what it feels like to embrace each day, to laugh, to have fun, to do those things I've always wanted to do, such as swim with sharks, to go and experience life, to live in the moment. I also know what love means. I know how to love unconditionally. I tell people that I love them because I know what it means to possibly never see them again. I've lost lots of people in this journey that I've met, but I've also faced my own mortality. And love is one of the most important things that us humans can share with one another. I've also learned that the societal pressures that we put on each other about beauty are utter bullshit. In these images here, you'll see an image of me with my bones sticking out. And the reason I show this is society gives, in particular women, so much pressure to look a certain way. But actually, this took chemotherapy, cancer, and having 5 organs removed till I looked this slim. I've also learned that my scars are pretty sexy and that having no hair doesn't really matter. One of the biggest lessons for me was kindness. I now hand out random acts of kindness to strangers in a bid to raise awareness for ovarian cancer. This has led to some remarkable things, like my first recipient of £20 doing a bungee jump to raise £5,000 for Macmillan. And finally, I've learned that life is for living. It's for absolutely embracing the moment and embracing the things that I've always wanted to do. It took cancer till I realised that I only had one life, and that if I wanted to give up that stressful job and be a yoga teacher, that it was now or never. And I'd like to leave you with a quote this evening, which is that at any point you can decide that this is not how my story ends, and begin to rewrite your story. And I'd like to ask you a question, which is, what would you change today if you really thought there was a possibility that you would die tomorrow? Thank you very much for your time.